Hey everybody, Justin with PumpPal here, and if you're looking for the best fitness app for men, you found the right video. I am the creator of PumpPal. It's a workout tracking app with many features men would find useful in their fitness journey. Some of these features include custom workouts. If you wanted to go ahead and create custom workouts in PumpPal, it's called their plans, and then inside there you create your workouts. And you can customize them all you like. We also have groups so you can group them together. If you wanted to get a plan built for you inside PumpPal for free, no charge, you can use the plan builder. It essentially goes through a series of questions asking you what your fitness level is, what your goals are, and then it will create workouts for you based off of your selections. We also offer progress photos within the app. It allows you to track your progress photos, like your front shot, your back shot, your side shot over time, and then allows you to easily compare those to your first progress photos. We also offer body measurements. Body measurements allows you to track all your measurements over time within the app, and you can also compare those measurements to your first measurement. We also offer your reasons. Your reasons are what you're going to keep. The reasons are what's going to keep you motivated later on when your motivation fades. So you want to list as many reasons as you can. Try to add them daily, and go ahead and get your reasons set up. Throughout the rest of this video, I'm going to be kind of going into more detail about these features. If you want to go ahead and check out the app, go to the PumpPal Physical Activity Logs and download the app, get registered to get installed. Otherwise, you can just follow along this video and check out the different features that the app has to offer. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's talk about the plan screen in PumpPal. This is the screen you're going to be presented with whenever you log in or create a new account. You're going to go to your plan screen here. And essentially what the plan screen is, this is where your core workouts are going to be, your plans for the week, right? Most people, when they go to the gym, they make plans for the week. You know, sometimes they might go 5 days a week, sometimes they go 3 days a week, sometimes they go 6 days a week. Whatever your plan is for the week, that's what the plans list is. As you can see here, we got 3 plans, and we're going to work out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? You can set it up any way you want. Let's say you want to create your own custom plan. You could go ahead and select the plus button on the top right. You'll be brought to the add plan screen. And here is where you will, give it a name, which day a week you're going to do this plan. And then you click add plan, and it will add it to your plan screen. Once you have the plan created, you can select the plan in here, and it'll bring you to a plan's overview screen. And it'll look something like this, where you start to build your list of exercises you plan to do for that workout. If you want to add a new exercise, you just click the add exercise button. It'll present you with a menu like this, asking you what type of exercise you plan to do, right? Do you want to do weight training? It'll only show you exercises revolving around like using weights to work out. Maybe you don't have access to the gym, or maybe you like doing body weight workouts on top of your weight training. You can select body weight training, and it'll only show you exercises that revolve around body weight training. You also have cardio, and that's obviously going to be cardio-based workouts. And then you have stretching and mobility, and of course that's going to be stretching exercise and mobility work. So you make your selection, and then you can go ahead and add your exercise, right? And then you eventually build your plan list. What you can do here also, if you're not sure how to create your plan, if you're new, on the bottom here you have just let's build your plan. If you select that, it'll build a plan for you, free to use in PumpPal. And it'll ask you a couple of questions to kind of see where you're at to build a plan for you. And where do I have the picture here? And that'll be right here. And the first question it's going to ask you is, what's your fitness level? Are you a beginner? Beginner would be someone obviously that never worked out in their life. A beginner would be someone that maybe like you went a couple weeks and then you kind of didn't go for months and you're on and off all the time. You never built that consistency. That would be a beginner. An intermediate would be someone that's been working out probably 1 or 2 years consistently. Advanced would be someone probably 2 years plus who's been lifting for quite some time, right? So essentially you want to pick your fitness level, pick how many days a week you'd like to work out, and then you click next. and it'll present you with another option here. What is your primary goal? Maybe you're trying to lose weight, maybe you're trying to gain muscle, and general health. General health would be something, you're not really trying to get bigger, not really trying to get stronger. You're just really in there to work your muscles, probably get your heart pumping just to stay healthy, general health type stuff. So make your selection here and then click next. And it'll ask you if you have access to a gym. Once again, PumpPal doesn't assume everyone has access to a gym. And you can get in shape just working on at home too. So how to make if you have access to a gym, obviously use a gym. If you want to do home workouts, you can do home workouts. That'll be more body weight focused. Also, you can do outdoor only workouts where you do running and body weight workouts on top of that. So just make your selection there, and then you want to just click next. And you'll be presented with 3 options for different types of workouts for or different plans for the week, right? So on this one, I did lose weight, gym access, and 3 times a week. So it's giving me 3 options here I can choose from. I can do a full body gym workout. Looks like it has a bunch of compound lifts for that one. You can do machine essentials, which if you go to the gym, you just use machines. You don't want to use free weights. It'll only be machine related exercises. The dumbbell only full body workout will be just dumbbells to work out your full body. And you kind of just make your selection and then click use plan, and it'll add these plans to your plans list. Like so. Like here. And these plans were actually generated by the plan builder here. This is a full body workout at home using body weight exercises, and it's having me do that 3 times a week. And once it builds your plans, you don't have to stick to the days that it has there. If you just edit the plan, it looks like this one has Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can always just go in, edit the days you're going to do them. I would say try to be sure you have the extra rest if it's telling you to rest. Like if this has 2 days in between a workout, you probably should go 2 days in between it if you can. But just be aware of that, right? Another option you have in the plan screen is this groups option. So what is groups, right? So let's say like you did this full body workout, you've been staying consistent, you didn't have access to a gym, and you decide you want to now move on to a gym, right? But you don't want to lose this plan you have, right? You could group those for later use. So essentially from this screen, if you wanted to group these 3 workouts you already have in your plans list, on the top right you have the groups button. It's the little folder looking button. You click on that, and it'll present you with a screen that looks like this. The first thing it's going to ask you is if you want to keep these plans in your plans list. Maybe you want to group them and you still want to do this workout for the week. You can simply keep them in a list and then create a group from that plans list. If you know you're going to be doing a new plan for the week or plans for the week, you can go ahead and remove those plans from the plans list. That's kind of when I was building this, I was kind of deciding, do you want to remove them? So I left the choice up to the users. You just choose if you want to keep them, if you don't want to keep them, and then you just make your selection here. And then it'll present you with a screen like this where you can create your group. If I can find the right picture, 1 second. Here. And then you give the group a name. In this instance or example, I had a weekly plan to help develop my legs better, so I called it the leg development group. And I gave a description. This group is for leg development plans. And then in this instance, you can then go ahead and choose which ones from the plans list you want to keep in that group. If you selected the folder group by default on this screen, it'll have those all selected. So we're assuming when you click that button, that meant you want all those plans from the plans list into your group. In this instance, it was you went to the group tab and hit the plus button, and you created a group manually, right? And then you can select which plans for the plans list you want to add to that group. Then you simply hit save, and you'll be presented with the groups list, right? And you can flip-flop between your plans that you're currently working on from the plans tab in the top left, and then groups from the groups tab option there. And then this one I grouped up at home workouts, or maybe you even can call it like vacation workouts, right? So maybe you're going on vacation, you generate a body weight or exercise routine for when you're in the motel, right? And you can call it like the vacation workout group. And you can use these plans later on. So let's say that we go on vacation and we're going to use this at-home workouts. So we select this one, and all you have to do is add groups to plan list button. You select it, and then suddenly you have all those workouts in your plans list ready to rock when you're on vacation. Or maybe you want to get back to working out your legs a bit more. You select the legs group, you hit add plans to plans list, and you got those back in there. If it's ever in a group, it's assigned to a group. You can delete from the plans list, and it'll always be within that group. So it's a way to keep these all organized, make your plans list not get so huge, or save certain type of plans you have set up for later use if you want to use them later. But yeah, that about covers the plans screen. I hope you like it. Check it out. Alright, let's check out progress photos in PumpPal. So what is progress photos? Why would you want to take them? And all that good stuff. So progress photos is the way for you to visually see changes in your body, right? A lot of people get hung up on that scale weight, and sometimes it doesn't move, so you start to lose motivation. Whereas progress photos allow you to see visual changes that the scale might not register. So sometimes you might go a week and you're still at 225. You don't know why you're still at 225. And then when you do the progress photos, you might see visual changes that keep you motivated to know stuff is happening and it's working, right? If you're not sure how to take proper progress photos, on the top there, they have a button, tips, tools, and recommendations. It gives you the complete rundown on how to take good progress photos, what tools to take, what time of day you should do these at, how often you should do these. So check that out if you're not quite sure exactly how to do it right. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of give you a rundown of what you can do. To start with, in progress photos, it'll always remember your front, side, and back shots, so you can compare your future shots to those. If you want to add a new progress photo, on the top right, you click the plus button, and you're going to be presented with these options here. You can either take the photo right now, they'll essentially bring up the camera on your phone. You can take a photo, and then you can use that. If you've already taken some progress photos previously, maybe have it saved in your phone, you might want to choose from your library, and then you can go in your library and add those photos into PumpPal so you can use this feature, right? Make your choice there. Chances are you're going to probably take a photo on those. And then once you get your photo taken, you'll have it be like this screen. And then you have the date you take it on. If you upload it, just be aware you can change the date on it. So if you bring in an older folder, you can put the date you took it on that date. Otherwise, you can select your pose. It's either a front shot, side shot, or back shot. You can select it as one of your favorites. Let's say you took it, nice picture, you want to use it for later, you can add it to your favorites. You can select a private, and essentially what the private does is it only saves the photo and your information to your phone, and it never leaves your phone off to a server or something like that if you want to keep it private. Also below that, there's going to be a note section. Maybe in that picture right away you notice the change, like darn, my love handles went down, or maybe your man boobs or whatever had changed, and you want to make a note of that, right? You can make some notes, and then you simply save the picture, and then it'll add it to the list of progress photos. So then eventually you want to keep taking, front, side, and back shots. Time goes on, and you can want to see this visually. You can actually compare these photos. On the top right, you can hit the compare button. It will then present to you comparison shots. And we have the front on the top here. You can choose between the front, side, and back. And you can quickly see the oldest versus the newest and look at visual changes in your body over time. This is what it looks like for the front. And if you want to select the side, you have your side shots. And if you want to select your back, you can select your back shots. Very cool feature in PumpPal. You can visually see progress over time. Once again, it helps you not get discouraged because sometimes your weight's not going to go in the direction either up or down you want it to go. Sometimes there's some body recomposition going on, and you can visually see those changes, and then maybe you got all depressed when you got on the scale, but then you took a look at your progress photos, you compared them, and you're like, oh dang, it looks way better compared to my first shot though. And that keeps you going, keeps you motivated to want to get more. The idea behind it is you want to get hooked on looking good more than you get hooked on ice cream. That's the idea behind it, right? So you want to keep these progress photos, you want to keep going and see visual progress. Check it out in PumpPal progress photos. Okay, so let's check out body measurements. So what is body measurements? It's a way to keep track, much like progress photos, of your progress over time without the scale being involved. Although we do take the scale's measurements, There's many more things we keep track of besides just the overall weight. Once again, if you ever have an issue where you got a couple weeks, maybe you're trying to gain weight and maybe you're stuck at like 200 pounds, didn't gain any weight for a couple weeks, or maybe you want to go down and you've been stuck at 200 pounds for a couple weeks, and maybe even in progress photos you might not have seen your progress, right? Visually you can't see it. Whereas measurements is a bit more precise, so maybe you won't see in the progress photos a 1/10 of an inch change, as opposed to in a measurement you will. So if you don't know how to take proper body measurements, on the top we have tips, tools, and recommendations. Inside there it'll give you all the recommendations and tools you might want to use, when you should take the measurements. All kinds of good stuff is inside there if you want to take a look at that, if you want the best possible measurements. If you're not sure where to measure, you can click the show measurements picture, and it will show you a diagram of all the different places you can measure, right? And I would say be sure you're measuring at the thickest point. Everyone's body's built a little differently. Like my peak on my arms is generally closer to my deltoids, and like the difference is almost an inch, right? So like if I do like just the dead center of my biceps, it's at 16.1, but if I do it more towards the top, in between that center point and the deltoids, it's 17 inches. So everyone's a bit different. Some people peak, their bicep peak towards more to the center. Some of them are spread out a bit more. So find your thickest point in all these diagrams. So don't take it to heart like the left thigh. Where it's pointing, might not necessarily be your thickest point. So just find your thickest point, and that's where you want to measure. Just a heads up on that. Okay, so going back to the measurement screen. So essentially, whenever you take your first measurement, the app will remember your first measurement. You can't delete the first measurement, but you can edit it just in case you made like a measurement error or something like that. You can go in and change it. Otherwise, if you want to add a new measurement, on the top right, you can hit that plus button, and it'll bring you to the measurement screen. Inside here, you can then take in your weight, you can take in your body fat percentages, you can take in your waist, your hips, your chest, your neck, your left bicep, your right bicep, all the different measurements that you can take, right? And then you want to just hit save, and it'll add it to your list. And over time, you start to collect a lot of measurements. And then you can also compare those measurements to your first measurement. On the top right, you just hit that compare button. And you'll have your measurements. This one has the change in your weight. You see a green line. I think it kind of follows right now, it only follows like if you are trying to lose weight. I think I'm going to add into your account section on what your goals are at this point, and then based off those goals, we're going to have it show certain measurements being good or bad. But right now it's kind of based off of losing weight. Most people are trying to lose weight in general, or try to cut down so they look, more ripped. So it's kind of defaults to that. But let's say like if you're trying to lose weight, you've been stuck at 225 for a couple weeks, and then you look at your progress photos, you didn't really see much change. But then you come in here, and you had a 1/10 of an inch come off your waist, or a 1/4 inch come off your waist, or maybe your arms got bigger, so your weight didn't change because you actually put some muscle on your arms, or maybe your body fat percentage changed, even though that the scale didn't change, right? So here you can see the changes being made visually and a bit more precisely than you would in progress photos. You should be taking both, because then you have nice pictures, you can see it, and then you can, if that for some reason you don't see it in that, you can maybe see some changes in here to keep you motivated to keep going. Body measurement is a cool feature in PumpPal, and you should definitely check it out and make sure you're getting your measurements in by the recommendations. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at reasons. So what are the reasons? Your reasons are the reasons why you should be continuing to work out, sticking to your diet. These are here to help you stay motivated. A lot of times when you first start working out, you have huge motivation, you're all excited about it, and a few days start to go by, a week goes by, and that motivation begins to fade, right? Because this is something that takes time, years, if not for the rest of your life, is the current, should be your goal, a healthy lifestyle, right? So whenever that motivation fades, you make a list of reasons why you should keep going. And you can always come back to these, and read these and keep your motivation up. It could be a multitude of reasons, build strength. Maybe you just got broke up with your girlfriend. Now you're trying to look for a new girlfriend. You want to look better. It's easier to date that way, or vice versa. If you're a girl, you want to look better for dates. You want to stay healthy as you age. There's a million reasons why someone might want to continue working out and continue a healthy lifestyle. I add reasons almost every day as I think of them, and I review them whenever I'm feeling not motivated to go to the gym. Read them over, get my motivation back, and then go to the gym. Or even if you're going to cheat on your diet and you know you can't be cheating on your diet, read your reasons, and it helps you get remotivated to keep going. If you're not sure on which reasons you should use, we do have a presets option here, and you simply go through the presets. You can build strength, lose weight, improve mental health, increase energy, doctor's recommendations, be a role model for your family, perform better in sports, and gain more confidence, right? And there's multitudes of reasons more. Maybe you're a competitive person. You can put in the reason why you're doing it because you want to beat your brother at the weight loss game. Maybe you're in a contest or whatever it is. You want to put your reasons here so you always have a place to come back to, reread your reasons, get that fire back in you, and keep going. Okay, let's talk about the lifetime access here. Right now we're running a promotion for a limited time where lifetime access is only $39.99. It's a great price for lifetime access. Most workout tracking apps will charge you upwards of $150 to $200 for lifetime access. Right now, as we're new and trying to grow, we're offering it at $39.99 to our newest members. So a great deal to take advantage of. I'm thinking this is going to change probably by the end of the year. And take advantage of it while you still can. So what do you get out of that lifetime price? You get no ads. So you no longer get bugged about the ads, no ads in the bottom, an ad-free experience. You're grandfathered into all featured features. So for $39.99, every time I add a new feature, you can rest assured you're going to be able to use that feature. You get a one-time payment, just the $39.99. And once again, it's limited time. Like I said, I'm thinking right now we got quite a few features now, so I'm thinking by the end of this year we're going to add in subscriptions, and then once we add the subscriptions, that lifetime price is going to go up. You can also sync across your devices, so if you have a phone or a tablet and you sign into both of them, all your data will sync together seamlessly. Also, if you ever get a new phone, a lot of people don't think about that, is then once you get your new phone, you can simply sign in your account and all your data from your previous phone will just be synced to your new phone. Definitely give that a chance and check it out. It'll help support and help me grow this app and get you more features. Okay, and let's talk about the feedback option. The feedback option lets you come out and communicate with me directly, and maybe you have like a problem in the app I'm not aware is a problem. You can let me know about that. On the top there you have the problem. Be sure to select the correct option. Problem is going to put it to the top of the list, where a suggestion is going to put the suggestion towards the bottom of the list. So if it's a problem, be sure to select that one so I'm aware of it and try to get it fixed as soon as possible. I do try to reply within 24 hours, whether it's a suggestion or a problem. So do give me the proper selection depending on what you have. But overall, I love feedback. Even if you go into the app and you don't use the app, end up using the app, give me some feedback. Why won't you use the app? I want to make an app people want to use and stick around with for years. So feedback is awesome. Like I said, I'll reply to you within 24 hours. If you have a new feature request, definitely send that out to me. I have a list of features. A couple of people's ideas are pretty cool. Definitely love to hear that feedback. So definitely shoot that out to me, whether you use the app or not. Okay, and so that's all the features within PumpPal at this time. There's more to come. You get your plans. You can group your plans. You have the plan builder. You have your progress photos, so you can see your progress over time. You have your body measurements, so you can see precisely your progress over time. And then you have your reasons, and your reasons will keep you motivated and keep you going. Once again, I like to mention that I love feedback. If you're in the app, please leave feedback about the app. If you have an idea or if you want something fixed that I not realize is broken, please leave that feedback within the app. That helps me tremendously. Otherwise, if you like this content and you want to keep up with the PumpPal's future features, please like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll be making more content like this. Otherwise, you all have a good day. Thanks for watching.